The United States Secret Service, an agency shrouded in both mystique and necessity. While most people know they protect the president and investigate financial crimes, few understand what this elite agency actually costs American taxpayers in 2025. Today, we're breaking down the real numbers behind the men and women in black suits and earpieces, exploring not just how much we spend, but what exactly we're paying for and whether it's worth it. Let's start with the headline figure. The Secret Service's total budget allocation for fiscal year 2025 stands at approximately $3.2 billion. That's billion with a B, roughly $9.70 for every American citizen. This represents a significant increase from previous years, driven by several factors we'll explore today. Expanded protection needs for former presidents. Rising security threats in the digital age. Personnel costs and recruitment challenges. Advanced technology investments. Global operations and international summits. The most visible mission of the Secret Service is protection. In 2025, the agency protects the president and vice president, their immediate families, former presidents and their spouses, visiting heads of state, major presidential candidates, other designated individuals. The cost for protective operations alone accounts for roughly $1.8 billion of the total budget. Presidential protection is particularly expensive, with the president's security detail consisting of hundreds of agents working in shifts, plus support staff, vehicles, equipment, and advance teams. When the president travels, costs escalate dramatically. A single international trip can cost taxpayers between $10 to $20 million in Secret Service expenses alone, covering everything from advanced security sweeps to counter-assault teams. What many Americans don't realize is that the Secret Service has a dual mission. Beyond protection, they're responsible for safeguarding our financial infrastructure through criminal investigations. This investigative arm focuses on counterfeiting and financial fraud, cybercrime and identity theft, critical infrastructure protection, election security. This mission accounts for approximately $1 billion of the 2025 budget, with significant resources dedicated to cybersecurity as threats continue to evolve in sophistication. The Secret Service employs approximately 7,800 personnel in 2025, including special agents, uniformed division officers, technical and administrative staff. Personnel costs, including salaries, overtime, training, and benefits, make up about 60% of the agency's total budget. The average special agent earns between $100,000 to $180,000 annually, depending on experience, location, and overtime. Speaking of overtime, it's a major expense. Secret Service agents routinely work well beyond standard hours, especially during campaign seasons and major events. In 2024's busy election year, many agents hit federally mandated overtime caps, creating both budgetary and staffing challenges that extended into 2025. Modern threats require modern solutions. The Secret Service invests heavily in cutting-edge technology, counter-drone systems, $75 million, advanced surveillance equipment, $120 million, cybersecurity infrastructure, $200 million, armored vehicles, $80 million, communication systems, $90 million. These investments represent a growing portion of the budget as the agency works to stay ahead of increasingly sophisticated threats from both physical attacks and cyber intrusions. Major events requiring Secret Service coordination have significant costs. For example, presidential inauguration security, $100+ million. UN General Assembly, $30 million. Major international summits, $40 to $60 million each. These operations involve not just the Secret Service, but coordination with multiple agencies, creating complex security networks that require substantial planning and resources. The Secret Service budget has grown substantially over the past decade, 2015, $1.8 billion. 2020, $2.4 billion. 2025, $3.2 billion. This represents a 78% increase over 10 years, outpacing inflation significantly. What's driving this growth? A few key factors. Expanded protection requirements for more protectees, rising threat levels and complexity, technological investments, increasing personnel costs, extended protective coverage for former presidents. The Secret Service faces several budgetary challenges worth examining. Staffing issues. Recruitment and retention problems have plagued the agency, with many agents leaving for higher-paying private sector jobs. This has led to increased overtime costs and concerns about agent burnout affecting security. Balancing dual missions. Resources must be carefully allocated between protection and investigation. Some critics argue the investigative mission suffers when protection demands increase. Cost-effectiveness questions. Some taxpayer advocates question whether certain protections, particularly for adult children of presidents or some former officials, justify their significant costs. Transparency limitations. Due to security concerns, many specific expenses remain classified, making full budget accountability difficult. So the big question, is the $3.2 billion price tag justified? Proponents argue that the cost of failure would be catastrophic, both in terms of national security and global stability. A successful attack on the president or major financial infrastructure could trigger crises far more costly than the preventative measures. Critics counter that the agency's budget has grown disproportionately and that more efficient approaches could maintain security while reducing costs. The Secret Service operates at the intersection of visibility and secrecy. While agents stand prominently beside the president, much of their work and many of their expenses remain hidden from public view. Understanding the real costs helps us as citizens make informed judgments about our national priorities. The $3.2 billion we spent in 2025 represents our collective investment in stability, continuity of government, and financial security. Whether this investment provides appropriate returns is ultimately for voters and policymakers to decide. But decisions can only be sound when based on facts rather than assumptions about this critical yet often misunderstood agency. What do you think? Is the Secret Service worth its $3.2 billion price tag? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please like and subscribe for more videos breaking down the real costs behind government operations. Thanks for watching.